Good morning, Chairman Rogers and Ranking Member Smith. I miss serving on the House Armed Services Committee so much that I'm here today to testify before you on Member Day. I want to thank you both for your leadership. I so appreciate the bipartisan process in crafting the NDAA every year, and I'm here to offer my own recommendations since I cannot do it as a member of the Armed Services Committee. As you both know, I have the incredible privilege of representing Fort Bliss, and as the representative for Fort Bliss, I'd like to highlight some of the concerns that I have, which I've shared with you all before, so none of this is new. One of my primary concerns is regarding this administration's unprecedented use of DoD assets for operations that traditionally fall under the jurisdiction of the Department of Homeland Security. In recent months, we've seen this administration use military airlift to deport migrants out of Fort Bliss, an absurdly expensive operation to set up a migrant detention camp at Guantanamo Bay, and a plan to establish migrant detention camps on military installations around the country. DHS has requested these DoD support operations be provided on a non-reimbursable basis, which is egregious, as funds appropriated to DoD should be used to provide for our service members and focus on global threats, not misuse assets and resources when more cost-effective alternatives are available. As we near the start of construction of a migrant detention facility on Fort Bliss, the first installation subjected to such plans thus far, I would like to iterate my opposition to this misuse of our military bases. The last time Fort Bliss was required to build and support a holding facility, it was part of Operation Allies Welcome, when a large facility was built to hold over 10,000 Afghan refugees that the U.S. evacuated and processed in coordination with DHS. That mission alone set Fort Bliss back on readiness levels by approximately 2 years. I remain deeply worried that allowing migrant detention facilities onto our military bases and directing surges of troops along the border will have similar effects on our readiness at a time when we cannot afford to do so. I would also like to add that such operations also jeopardize civil-military relations in communities like my hometown of El Paso, where we are so proud of Fort Bliss, our soldiers, and their families. At a time when border crossings are at historic lows, constituents in my district have few answers as to why strikers, armored fighting vehicles, are patrolling our community, carrying DHS personnel who have patrol vehicles of their own. I think it's important to note that in President Trump's first term, his own secretaries of defense opposed using the military for federal law enforcement matters, as they revered our military as an institution and understood that involvement of our armed forces in domestic political matters set a dangerous precedent both for our military and our communities at home. I have a number of other requests, but as I'm running out of time, I will make sure to submit those to you all. I also look forward to working closely with you as I serve on the MilCon VA subcommittee of the Appropriations Committee, and would like to ensure that the work we did last Congress under the Quality of Life panel, that we fulfill that promise through our appropriations as well as through the authorization process. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ranking Member, I yield back.